Where you at, Berto?
Story time of my adoptive dad telling me he's in love with me. Hey, yo, what type of Sweet Home Alabama John is this? Now, I know it's adoption, but still something very, very sick and wrong with that. Let's get right into the video, man. See what's going on.
I literally don't even know where to start, but I'm probably gonna start with the most traumatic, which
Her audio's a little low.
adopted dad, like, that was the most traumatic. And get this, listen. Okay, so when he came over to my apartment to tell me that day. He like rang me up and he called me and he's like, hey, can I like come over and talk to you? And I was like, okay, sure. Had a gut feeling. Think that I'm crazy? Swear to God. Had a gut feeling.
How old were you?
Get off the phone with him. I'm anticipating his arrival. I'm like peeping through the blinds. I have this gut feeling. I'm sick to my stomach. Then I hear, I go sit down, hear the car door slam, go look out the windows.
I'm telling you, that gut feeling, boy, it's like we got superpowers, bro. Every time I went against my gut, I regretted it. Now, granted, she might not have had much of a choice in this scenario, but still.
Up. I know what he's going to say. I know what he's going to say. And you're like, oh, Laura, how'd you know what he was going to say? Because he did weird shit my entire life. And I gaslit myself into thinking that maybe it wasn't weird because I didn't have a dad. So I didn't know what that relationship was really like.
Yeah. No, you know.
Okay, so I lived on the second story. He had to walk up 2 flights of stairs, knocked on my door. I'm sweating. Like, my anxiety, like, is so bad. I let him in. He sits down on one couch. Well, he's pacing a little bit, sits down on one couch. I'm sitting down on the other couch. Okay. And he's crying. And to think of, my adopted dad was born in the 60s. He was a country guy. He was like, you know how guys from the 60s are, how old dudes from the 60s are. So, like, I think I maybe saw him cry like once ever. So I thought he was having a mental breakdown and he couldn't even speak. And I was like,
that's be the problem with these sick people, man. Like, they be knowing. Bro, just get help. Get help. You're literally sick. Well, you know you're sick. Go check yourself in, gang. And don't put anybody in any harm's way. But let's see what happens.
Say it. I was like, just say it. Say what you're gonna say. Like, almost coercing it out of him because I was afraid that he wasn't gonna say it. And I wanted to know what he was going to fucking say. I really should have recorded it, but so he says, Laura, I'm in love with you. Look at me dead in the eyes with tears rolling down his fucking face. Knowing me, literally, I'm gonna have to show a picture of me whenever I was 6 years old, but I was like,
she was 6 years old, gang. Oh no.
He's known me since I was like as tall as my knee. He's like, Laura, I'm in love with you. And I was like, oh, I love you too. And Dad. He's like, no, I mean, I'm in love with you. Like, I would love to marry you.
Yo, real quick, if you like making money, I need you to watch this part of the video. If you don't like making money, then go ahead and skip it, but that really should be none of y'all. I know you guys have been seeing me promote this new app called Free Cash, and the big talk of the town is
this a scam, Berto? What is this?
Well, look at this guy and this guy. All people from our community that are making money through the Free Cash app. The link is in the description. Even one person from my boy Astro Dior's community made $1,000 using the Free Cash app. I know it sounds crazy, but yes, you can make free money while playing games on your phone. But let me break this down in a very clear way for you guys so you know exactly what's going on. When you sign up for Free Cash using the link in my description, once you're in, you're gonna see a list of games pop up. You download them, you play them, you beat the levels, get to the certain requirements that they tell you to hit. And once you get there, you're gonna get some credits sent to your account. Every single time you hit the requirements, you get paid real money. And they make the process so easy that you can cash out that money into your PayPal or even gift cards. And yes, it is completely free to use. Now, there are some options where you can spend a little cheese to get through the level faster, but you don't need to do that. The reason why this is even possible is because these games are trying to get new players onto their platform. So they pay free cash to pay you to get people to play the game. Now, I know I showed you a crazy example of somebody making up to $1,000, which it's possible, but realistically, it might take some time. This is just an easy way you can make an extra 10, maybe 20 bucks, just doing something that you guys probably do for free anyway. So if you're gonna be bullshitting on your phone playing games, why not get paid? So if you've been on the fence, this is your sign. Click the link in my description and try out a few games. And when you make your money, take a screenshot and send it to me, bro, because I want to see y'all make that cheese. Because if I'm winning, I want to make sure y'all winning too. I love y'all. Y'all know what to do. Link in the description, and you're gonna get a $5 bonus using my shit. Now let's get right back to the video. Where you at, family?
I'm telling you, I'm freaking the
She's 6.
fuck out in here. But it is also giving me clarification on everything that has happened throughout.
There's no way she was comprehending all of this at 6 though. I'm a little confused. Did he tell you this when you were 6, or did he tell you this when you were a bit older?
My time knowing him since I was 6 years old.
Okay.
I blacked out after that. I fucking blacked the fuck out. I remember him asking me, because I lived like 5 or 6 blocks away from my childhood home that I grew
Okay, yeah, so she had to have been older.
up in. Fuck. I remember him asking me to dinner because it was the weekend. They were a horrible family, but one thing that they generally did was like Sunday dinners or whatever. So he asked me to dinner, and I'm sure I said like yeah or something like that. And then he walked out of my house, and I locked every fucking lock on that door, and I went into my fucking bedroom, and I locked that door, and I hid under my blankets, and I fucking sobbed.
Oh my gosh, this makes me feel so uncomfortable. I'm so sorry you went through this. Wow.
My eyes out. I was like hyperventilating. I was like freaking out. I was in there for over an hour before I was able to like do anything else than that. And I texted my sister. At the time I was married to a man. But anyway, I texted my ex-husband.
I'm a little confused on that. Why did she do that? I mean, honestly, I don't even blame you. I don't even blame you. You know, most women get on here and say they hate men just out of pure ignorance. You went through something traumatic. Honestly, if I was you, I'd hate niggas too. Hell no.
And I was like, you're not gonna believe this. If you don't believe this, I'm gonna fucking leave you because this is fucked up. So I texted him everything, funny, I'm not gonna lie. And before I gave him a chance to even read it or respond, I was like, no, fuck this, I need to talk to somebody. Yeah. So I call him and I tell him every single fucking detail. Mind you, my ex-husband was not a good man either. I'm sorry. That's another story. Equally as traumatizing story.
Equally? How?
But anyway, I was on the phone with him, and he was just like, he's like, Laura, you must be confused. Like, imagine a man sticking up for another fucked up man. But he's like, Laura, you have to be confused. There's got to be some. And he knows my history with these people and my adopted dad. But he's literally like, no, you're confused. There's no way. I hang up on him. I call the most important person in my world, which is my little sister. And I tell her, and she's freaking the fuck out too, because she has fucked up experiences.
So what I'm confused about is your little sister adopted by the same people, or you know what I mean? Or is that just like your blood sister and you kept in contact with her? Maybe we'll get a little bit more information. This is part 2 right here.
Okay, so where did I leave off? Okay, so I had told my little sister, we had a long conversation about what we should do, because we assumed that if we told my adopted mom that she wouldn't believe us. We had told her about multiple incidences during our teenage years and childhood, and she didn't really believe us. One time she kind of did, but then she sat us down in the kitchen with them, and she's like, this is what the girl said you did. Are you doing this? He's saying no.
This is the thing though, man. It's like kids have an imagination. Sure, kids are, sometimes can make things up, but kids also are so pure to the point when, as an adult, if a kid is saying that somebody is doing something and it's so oddly specific, you know what I mean? And she didn't necessarily say what it was. But if a kid came up to me and was like, Dad, I saw a dinosaur jump out of the fucking airplane, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, son, your imagination's running wild. But if my kid came up to me and was like, no, Dad, somebody touched me, and like so oddly specific, you know what I mean? Like, no, she's not making that up. He or she is not making that up. maybe they're not articulating themselves in the best way, but something is off. And that's when you really, that makes sense, you know, like, yeah, because of how crazy it sounds. And, you know, maybe you're really thinking to yourself, like, there's no way X, Y, and Z would do such a thing, right? But it's so oddly specific. Why would the kid just randomly, you know, just come up with something so sick at such a young age? They're young. They're pure, you know, especially at the age of like 5 and 6. I mean, the only time those kids lie about anything is when they feel the nervousness of that they're going to get in trouble. But when they're just genuinely like, hey, X, Y, and Z is happening, or, you know, there's probably even scenarios where they just let it out by accident. Because they don't even know right from wrong at that age, right? They just probably even accidentally let it slip. You are literally ignoring me. You are literally just, oh, you're gonna believe him? He's the problem. Damn, bro, this is sick.
We're mistaken, that we're wrong, that it wasn't intentional,
Intentional,
and
wasn't
that was like the
intentional.
end of it.
Wow.
But the fact that she set us down in a room with him, we were scared shitless.
Oh my God.
Like, it was hard for us to like muster up the courage to like talk about it with her, let alone like in front of him, you know?
Yeah. That was stupid.
So in the end, we settled on telling her despite our reservations. We just didn't know how she was going to handle it. So I called her and I let her know that I wanted to come over and talk to her, but I asked her if she would come to the back porch and be quiet. Like, our back porch was off our kitchen. It was like an indoor back. It's where our laundry room was, but
now I will also say this. I don't know, not to defend the mom or anything, but, you know, I've watched enough movies to know that sometimes those situations are so scary, and those type of guys are so toxic that we don't know what type of hold and chokehold that the nigga has over the mother as well. Not to make that as an excuse not to stick up for your kids, but, you know, there's some fucked up situations out there.
A lot of important conversations were had out there. But so we get there, she is already waiting for us, and she's like, what do you guys want to talk about? And I just spill it. I'm like, this is what happened. He called me. I ran through everything that I literally just told you guys, and she acted shocked. She seemed shocked, and
Acted shocked.
she was pretty upset by the information. She said that she didn't act like she didn't believe me, which is crazy because she didn't believe me for a second of my fucking life. Generally, she wasn't.
I mean, she probably, the L mom, man. She knew what the fuck was going on, honestly. She knew what was going on. She was probably dealing with her own trauma, but, you know, that sucks. But when it comes to your children, they need to come first before anything. I don't give a fuck what's going on, you know what I'm saying? That's part of being a parent. And I know it's easier said than done, but that's just what it is. It's part of being a parent. Your kids are opening up to you. They're looking at you, the one people in the world that they love and trust the most. Shit, you adopted these kids. They're your kids. Put on for them. It's sick, bro.
Very nice or kind woman. So I was fucking stunned that she did anyway. And she kept saying that she can't believe she didn't see the signs because she was a victim of child SA. She was, which is also not my story to tell, but and so she told us that she thought that we needed to leave, that she had to have a conversation with him, and they fought like crazy, like our whole childhood, and we just knew that it wasn't going to be good. So we excused ourselves. She said that she didn't act like she didn't believe me, which is crazy because she didn't believe me for a second of my fucking life.
Did this go
Generally,
back?
she wasn't a
Why
very
did this
nice or
lapse?
and she kept saying that she can't believe she didn't see. And so she told us that she thought knew that it wasn't going to be good. So we excused ourselves.
Why did that happen?
She ended up calling me the following day and saying that it's done. Like, she kicked him out, like he's gone. And I'm like, where did he go? And she said,
A little late for
like,
that,
I don't
huh?
fucking know, probably to Georgia, because that's where his family's from. He didn't actually have any family in the state that we lived in. All his brothers and sisters lived in a really small town in Georgia. So that's where he went to. And I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked by her doing that. She never, like, she did not protect us from anything our entire lives, no matter if we spoke up or not. And she actually was just as much of an abuser as he was. Like, the stories I have about her are just as crazy and just as wild. Honestly, I feel like I handled that whole situation really well, but like a week after it, I wasn't handling it very well. I was actually felt like I was like spiraling, and I was like full of anxiety, and
Fair enough.
I just wasn't doing good. So the phone calls that she was making to me, I wasn't answering. I wasn't answering the text messages, and she thought that she kept saying, are you blaming me? Do you blame me? Do you blame me? And yeah, I did.
What do you... Yes, I blame you. Well, I asked you for help. You didn't help me.
Like, she lived with that man, I don't know, 20, 30 years. She knew how fucking weird he was. She convinced him to shave our hair off my sophomore year, my little sister's senior year, to make us less attractive.
Yeah, she knew, bro. She knew. She was coping. And instead of reporting and leaving and trying to get this disgusting human being locked up, she was trying to find ways to nullify your attractiveness as young girls. What? Come on, Ma.
Less attractive to a grown man.
Oh my God. There's one more part, y'all. This is crazy, man. It's crazy that people like this really exist, gang. We walk the earth with some creeps, gang.
So back to what I was saying, I wasn't answering phone calls and texts. I think I went over there once, and like I was there for a few hours, and the entire time we were talking about that situation, and I just didn't want to talk about it. So I just really wasn't talking to her that much. Well, when everything kind of settled back down, I have no perception of time, but I want to say 3-4 weeks later, I was ready to talk. I was ready to have a full-blown conversation. So, my sister and I called, and our childhood number, our phone number was disconnected. The number that we use for like our Kroger and like Speedway pin, it was disconnected, and it hadn't been since the 90s. So we were a little bit freaking out. We didn't know what was going on.
Interesting.
So we got in the car, we drove 5 blocks from where I lived, and we saw a U-Haul. When we saw the U-Haul, we could only speculate what was going on, honestly.
It was packing up.
I literally didn't know what was going on. I thought, oh, maybe my adopted dad is coming back to get all of his things, since he left in such a hurry. So that's what was going on in our head. Drove back home. We drive back like a week later, and the house was completely empty. No cars outside. There was a pole barn in the backyard that was like packed to the brim of stuff, because they were practically hoarders. They literally never threw anything away. So it was stacked up to the ceiling. So the door was open, nothing inside. So we like park, we get out, we're looking through the windows. It's spotless. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there at all.
Odd.
So after a little digging on my adopted dad's siblings' Facebook, we found out that they packed up our entire childhood home, took my little brother.
Damn, there's a brother still dealing with this?
And my nieces and nephews, who I helped raise. And they dipped out of the state that we were living in and took off 15 hours away. Bought a campground, bought a compound, and that's where they resided. And that's where they continue to reside, not my adoptive mom, because she passed away in July. But yeah.
So they ran. They ran from the situation, never addressed it, and just let y'all hold the bag of trauma.
Took my little brother that I also helped raise, and I haven't spoken to him again since I was 21.
Wow. This was a heavy one, y'all. This was a heavy one. I'm sorry you went through that. Lol the goat one. You know, I think she said her name was Lola. I'm sorry about that, man. This was a sadder one, deeper one, but you know, she shared her story and hopefully she's doing all right. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. But you know, for my older audience that, you know, may have kids, guys, pay attention to the signs, bro. Like, again, I gave y'all a pretty good breakdown. I feel like, you know, kids, yeah, their imagination can run wild, but they're also just kids. So when they saying certain things that don't sound like kid things, don't sound like kid thoughts, they're oddly specific, pay attention, man. They're telling you something. They're trying to tell you something. And you know, kind of sweeping it under the rug and ignoring it like it's nothing, you can potentially end up with situations like this.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look too easy.